Everyone prepares you for birth. The stroller, the hospital bag, the car seat, literally everything. But almost nobody prepares you for what happens after the babies arrive. And this is the first weeks postpartum. The emotional shock, the stress, the lack of sleep. And these are the moments where you feel like it's actually harder than you ever expected. This is the First-Time Mom Handbook in real life. Today I want to talk about postpartum, the first weeks after you had your baby. What actually broke me, what saved me, what healed me, everything. Because this period can be beautiful, but also very, very scary. So hi, I'm Maddie. I'm a first-time mom to a baby girl, and I want to give you a handbook kind of for every first-time mom to be anyone who wants to actually learn about motherhood, because it's a complex, really complex topic. And I thought, okay, let's do this together. So grab your drink, a snack, let's start. So one of the biggest shocks that happens to many first-time moms is actually happening the moment you leave the hospital. In the hospital, you have nurses, you have midwives, you have doctors. Everyone is around you, and it can be annoying at some point, but it's so important. But as soon as you leave that hospital, you put your baby in the car, in your car seat, drive home, and you step into your home with a newborn. It's literally just you, your partner, and your baby. And no one really talks about how intense that feeling is. I started crying. I actually started crying because I realized, oh, now I have to take care of this baby for the rest of my life. Oh, it's just like you're suddenly responsible for a human being who didn't even ask to be on this earth. This baby depends on you. I know it's kind of sounds dumb, but that was also my thoughts at that moment, because I was like, oh, I still call my mom for everything. Now I have a baby who needs me 24/7. Crazy. Tears. Drama. The first weeks postpartum are difficult for a reason. You're healing. I actually wish that someone explained that to me more and clearly. And for me, there are three major things happening at the same time. Number one, physical recovery. As I already said, your body is healing. You might also had a C-section, so you're even healing more. You're teared. Everything is so sensitive, and you're still bleeding. It's a lot. Number two, the lack of sleep. Guys, I think I already mentioned in one of my other videos that I love sleep, that I had to sleep 8 hours a day. No one actually prepared you, oh, your baby's gonna wake up every hour. You have to wake up as well. Duh. Because they wake up so frequently to eat, you have to wake up. Therefore, you're really tired, and I wasn't functioning the first weeks, to be honest. Number three, learning everything from scratch. No one was or is a perfect mom. No one. And I stand by it on like 10 toes. So you have to learn everything from the beginning. How to soothe your baby, how to change a diaper quick, because they tend to actually hate being changed. That was my case. And also how to recognize the hunger cues. A lot, guys, a lot. So it was so difficult for me actually learn everything, because I'm also like, I want to learn that like quick. It's literally a process. And because I was like, oh no, I have to learn everything quick, every simple thing felt so hard. Especially when you're tired, every simple task is so overwhelming. Everything was so overwhelming because I'm tired and I have to function not only for me, but for a baby that is literally innocent. And it's also like, let's say, a plus to those three things. If you don't have a village behind you who's gonna be there to help take your baby to sleep, it doesn't matter where you actually live, but just having a village, that's also a crucial point. What makes your first weeks easy or harder? That's a topic for another episode. Now let's talk about the honest part, what actually broke me during postpartum. So when I look back to the first week of postpartum, there were a few things that were actually really hard and definitely broke me. As I said, I'm gonna be really honest because I wanna give you the feeling that you're not alone with that. You talk to anyone and your feelings are definitely valid. No one is in a position to tell you, oh, you're overreacting. The first point is the exhaustion. I don't care how often I'm gonna say that in this video because it's a point that literally broke me. I was tired. It was a lot because for me, my baby girl, she's feisty. She's feisty. And she was like, no, I'm going to sleep when I want to. I'm gonna wake up when I want to. I'm not satisfied with the breast. I want to sleep with the breast in my mouth. It's a lot, you guys. She wanted me the whole time. I'm a person, I love the contact, like physical contact, physical touch. But at some point, that was too much. I was like, girl, you have a father, right? Go to him, sleep on him. I'm tired. Notice when you have like lack of sleep, everything's gonna change. Everything around it is gonna change. My mood, I was so moody. I would snap at every little thing. Patience? What is patience? Is patience in a room with me? I didn't have any patience for anyone. For her, okay. If you come to me and ask me like a dumb question for me, I will snap. I'm sorry about that as well. And another big thing, my confidence. I'm gonna talk about this also in another episode, but my confidence. I would say I was pretty confident, and my confidence level was here, and I dropped. You cannot even see it. I dropped. Everything felt impossible because I was that tired, and I don't know if someone can explain it in the comments for me. There has to be something happening in our body. I don't know. Then another thing, the pressure to do everything right. The pressure was so there. I felt extremely pressured to like give her to another person or try to sleep when she's sleeping, but I was like, no, I have to take care of this house. So the pressure, it was clashing the whole time. I didn't want to make mistakes. I wanted to know, okay, she needs that. Hey, she's crying. Oh, she's hungry. Oh, her diaper. But let me tell you the truth. No one knows everything in the beginning. Simple as that. And the last point is the emotional overwhelm. I am an emotional person by nature. Like, I'm such an empath. I can cry. You tell me something, I will feel the pain with you. And then becoming a mom, freshly postpartum, those emotions were up here. And you cannot see it, right? Up there. There were times I felt like my emotions were all over the place. Someone was trying to tell me anything and I thought, oh, they're kind of attacking me. Now I'm gonna cry. Let's say something happened and I didn't even mean it like that. Other person in front of you is taking it in another way, but they don't understand how I meant it. Game over. I would cry for 3 days. Because everything changed so quickly in my life. There's also a point where I was like, oh, my old life is gone. I think that's kind of a topic that no one want to talk about, but it's so important to talk about because I'm a new person. One thing that helped me was working on it and have that in mind that I'm not the only one experiencing it. It's normal. Looking back, there are a few things that really saved me during this postpartum time. It actually made it so easy, kind of. First thing first, accepting help. I think a lot of us can relate to that. One of the biggest lessons for me was to realize that I can and should accept help because postpartum is not meant to be handled alone. For example, let people cook meals, let them help with laundry, let them hold the baby so you can sleep. That's like simple things, but when you're in this situation, it's the hardest things ever because it's your baby and you want to make sure that the baby is okay. For example, my mom was here for a week and then my in-law was here for a week and I was watching them like a hawk. Guys, I was watching them like a hawk. I was like, you're not holding her right. I'm sorry, that's actually funny because these women birthed 4 to 5 children. Okay, maybe it was a different time. They have the experience, even though it's like 16, 18 years ago, but they have the experience. Girl, relax. Relax. Support is not a luxury, it's necessary to actually survive. Number two is that I had to lower my expectations. Because in the beginning, I thought I needed to keep everything under control. As I said, I didn't even trust my own mom. I was focusing on the wrong things. Simple as that. I wasn't focusing on my healing. I wasn't focusing on trying to see who that baby is, like trying to get to know her more, just enjoy this little bubble. Rest also means not only physically, but emotionally. For example, take short naps, quiet moments, and limit unnecessary stress. And the last point is to talk honestly. Help me was simply being honest when something was overwhelming, and I didn't do it at first. I didn't, but that's not okay because no one can actually read your mind and see, okay, if something's happening, if you're like all over the place. But if you're not talking, how am I supposed to help? So please talk and do not pretend that everything's easy or everything is okay. Don't do that. A simple sentence like saying, this is harder than I expected. I think that is brave and people will actually help. So if I could go back and prepare myself better, I think I will say that the first weeks are for survival, not perfection. It takes time to feel confident again. It's okay if things feel overwhelming. Support makes a huge, huge difference. What I want you to understand is that motherhood is something you grow into it. It doesn't happen overnight. I'm still learning. Everyone is still learning, and that's okay. The first weeks postpartum can feel like a blur of emotions, exhaustion, learning, literally everything. The beautiful side of it is that it's also a beginning of a new chapter in your life. And trust me, you're gonna love it. This is the First-Time Mom Handbook in real life. A space that I want to create where we talk honestly about those topics and those parts of motherhood where people don't tend to actually prepare you for. And if you're in the middle of this postpartum phase, just know it's going to be better. You're doing an amazing job. Take a deep, deep breath because you're doing better than you actually think. I cannot wait for the next episode. I hope you like this first one. Let me know in the comments and we'll see each other next time.